A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Saludos, 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 ¿cómo está mi gente? Le habla Parache de Game directamente desde la República Dominicana para el mundo. Para mí es un honor y un placer, pues nuevamente estar por acá en lo que es el fantástico mundo de los videojuegos con nuevo contenido del mundo Genshin. Pues nada, vamos a proceder a invitar de una vez a cada una de las personas que observen el vídeo. Si no se han suscrito al canal, a que se suscriban. Es totalmente gratuito, no tiene ningún costo. Por eso le pedimos también, por favor, porque nos ayuden a seguir adelante, compartiendo el contenido con sus amigos y familiares, comentando en inquietudes, quejas o sugerencias que tengan para nosotros. Y pícanos, pues dándole like si les gusta el contenido que les traemos a través de este medio. Pues nada, mi gente, en el día de hoy vamos a realizar lo que es la misión legendaria de nuestro mamadísimo Kazuha, Kadeara Kazuha, en el cual pues tenemos que hacer lo siguiente. Debemos primero entrar acá, a esta parte, le damos por acá y nos vamos al apartado donde se encuentra, la desbloqueamos y ahí lo tenemos. Pero al ladito acá también tenemos la misión. ¿De quién? De Chico no Jesús. También lo desbloqueamos. Ahí, véngale. Ok, entonces recogemos la llave que nos restaba ahí. Y véngale para acá. Un camino sin amigos. Acer Palmatum. Un camino sin amigos. Sí, señor. Por acá. Vamos primero a tomar estos pétalos de cerezo, porque es medio complicadillo tener este tipo de material y cuando aparece solamente lo podemos recoger. Ok, vámonos por acá de una vez. Dirígete a la llanura. Algo muy importante, mi gente, acá con esta actividad, pues vamos a tener la nueva espada 4 estrellas que nos está regalando o lloverse o el juego, que nos estaría regalando el juego. ¿Alguien viene por acá? ¿Qué es lo que pasa? ¿Dónde está? ¿Y qué es lo que pasa? Pues no le sigue haciendo daño. ¡Wow! ¡Me están estafando!
Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha?
Claro que sí, es mi pana, es mi brother, chico.
That's none of your business.
Ok, en esta parte vamos a estar omitiendo los diálogos porque la verdad, si nos ponemos a leer los diálogos, pues duramos 2 días en esto, gente. Claro que sí, Paiman. Vamos a la flota Q. Un camino sin amigos. Acer Palmatum. Véngale. Por acá. Luego nos vamos hacia acá. Sí, señor, señor. A ver, a ver, a ver. Kazuha, ¿dónde andan para Kazuha? Hablando acá con este samaritano.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there. Kazuha keeps to him.
Oh!
I've heard bits and is it really as big? Really? He was called away. I thought they'd come to her.
Just a little while ago, this was... Thank you! Guess we'll go...
All right then.
A ver. Oh, queda muy lejos de acá. Está bastante lejillo de ahí. ¿Dónde? Ok, comisión técnica. Venga por acá. Se me viaja rápido por acá. Para así pues acercarnos a la próxima etapa de la misión legendaria Acer Palmatum o un camino sin amiga. Pero no puje, chico. ¿Dónde que vamos? Watanabe. Guanabatade. Guanabatido. Guanabatade. Guanabatido. A ver, a ver, a ver. Aquí tenemos nuestro amigo.
Oh, it's you.
Sí, soy yo.
We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, the Almighty Shogun the Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of... Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for... But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui, attributing all... Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment...
This is a true honor. However,
I can assure you, with the Kaidahara, you will be able to lead it.
I have grown accustomed, yet my ancestors...
I sense him. Should you accept...
Malicious...
Well, to some, the Muso no Hito... Also, eyewitnesses saw...
What? But...
That is correct. However...
Omitiendo, gente, omitiendo. Si quieren leer la historia, pues... Lo hacen suavemente ustedes, al paso.
Let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then.
Yikes! We nearly forgot.
Ahí, le hablan a Suba sobre el ataque, a lo que fuera, y sí señor.
No. This puzzles me. My fighting forms over time. These...
Ah, pues no te confundas como con Fu, chico.
Indeed.
In that case, I will send...
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the...
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Como diga, como diga.
The detective
Vámonos de acá.
agency knows the most about what
4
goes on.
ingenieros obtenidos. Gratuito. Sí, señor.
Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Pide información a Ryuji. Ok, aquí vamos en viaje rápido porque Ryuji, si no me equivoco, está en la parte de abajo. Sí, señor. Memoria memorizando. Vamos allá, vamos allá. Aquí tenemos Ryuji. Hablando con Ryuji.
Here, we'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been...
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara.
You are too kind. We are...
Oh? Mr. Kaidehara, to be honest with you, some of them were up...
Millions?
Please, accept my thanks for looking...
Of course. But I wouldn't...
Then let's put that connection aside. The Tenryou Commission had very few leads.
It's true that the commissioners aren't... If anyone had been out there attacking...
Uh-oh. Looks like the trails aren't...
I still find it difficult to... Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the... I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved. It would cause me great for the poor victim.
Don't worry. We'll find...
It seems you are every bit this...
You flatter me.
You... Oh... Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure.
All right then. Recently, one of them is a pretty well-known...
Amanoma.
Right. You two grown
Oh
men
no,
may recall
no, no,
this
no,
together.
no, 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 no.
Thank you, Ryuji.
Kazuha, vámonos de aquí, vámonos.
Sounds good.
Demasiado bla 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 y nada que nada. Ok, por acá. Sí, señor.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes.
Claro.
The Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my... Yes. You may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy. As an example, the Amenoma art. There is nothing mystical. As for the art of the
Amenoma
Kaedehara
Tou.
That's right. Each for only a blade.
Indeed, you are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Isshin blade.
You overestimate me. My action. But let's get back on. We hope to assist you.
La Espada Isshin Blade.
He didn't say a word, but I've done what I can.
We heard that there...
Yes, I believe he went to collect the eye. Yes, strange. If I had to guess, he's never been. He is
Truth be told, based on the evidence we...
What? No, absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight.
Is that...
Yes.
Ya veo, ya veo, ya veo.
I also cannot... Anyway,
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened. Let's pay a visit.
Vámonos por acá. señor. Por acá que vamos. Por acá y por allá. Casa de los gatos. Casa de los gatos.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing and...
No.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry you have to...
I'm afraid we don't have any new with this in mind.
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand...
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. He wouldn't sell them. I'm happy he had on the last day.
Whoa!
And that led to an
Actually, it didn't. You must After I said those words, he froze. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire.
I see. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase...
At first, I assumed but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling...
I don't know. He just disappeared after... Perhaps he's too... As long as he's willing to turn...
Please don't get upset. If collecting things is a habit that... But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma...
A little confusing.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured.
Thank you.
Vamos a llegar a los lugares, a los sitios a investigación.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of they thought a fire would destroy it. But one fact, Mr. Nagato, the more I ponder it, the more right. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing...
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look...
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs.
Okay.
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Ok, ahora ¿dónde es la marca? ¿No está lejos de acá? Sí, 179 metros. Eso quiere decir que no es lejos. Vámonos allá. Y a ver, cómo no va. Y a ver, Acer Palmatum.
Wait, I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put...
Now I'm picking up a...
But there's nothing...
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient present. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Huh. So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from the source of the Tatarigami, judging from the concentration.
Mrs. Nagato said...
It could well be that he was all... From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters. But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. Step back. I'll open the door and take a look at... If we don't open this door, we can move no... You needn't worry.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep two ordinary humans entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind.
Vamos a quiet. ¿Dónde vamos? Ok. Vámonos para acá. Y a ver.
From this point, the trail of the main source of the Tatarigami.
Whoa! Look at all those silly churls. They're acting really strangely.
¿Qué tenemos por acá?
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. By the looks of it, well...
Tela teñida de rojo. Me llamo Nagato. Fui herido por Amenoma Yuya. Ok, ella...
This letter, Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So...
He was not only whatever traces there may have been of... Yes, if Amenoma Yuya...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest is all the clues that at first seemed disparate. I have a hypothesis that... I believe so. On with the search.
A ver. Joder, ¿qué fue lo que pasó acá? Vámonos por aquí.
I'm not sure. Show yourself.
Aquí tenemos a nuestro amigo.
It's you, at last.
What's your problem?
Indeed, there should be. But what if instead of facing Ameno Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it,
La espada que será nuestra la tiene en la mano el caballero.
Resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as
Dame mi espada, dame mi espada.
You shot many years as a descent.
I presume it has something.
Indeed, he was a bladesmith.
Diálogo, diálogo más allá, diálogo allá, diálogo por allá. Diálogo por aquí, diálogo. Letra y letra. Lectura y lectura.
The Raiden Shogun lost not only the single the people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere... After the death of I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
So, tell me, what happened?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools when they got top. After I returned to at long last. Kaide Harakazu now.
Venga, que yo te doy tu merecido aquí.
The wind knows me.
let's dance. Unthinkable. Unthinkable.
There is no escape. Whirling snow.
Join me and sever that divine light.
Into the wind.
A ver.
Time to go. One with nature.
Uy, ¿qué es lo que hizo?
Illusion shattered.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too.
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat, he is but a puppet that can be the end result. And even if I, by any means...
Your fighting style, but from your movement.
Really?
As I've mentioned before, since the blade is currently possessing, if you ask me...
Are you trying to claim on his deathbed? He passed to me all of Isshin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard.
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that...
Only when Mr. Nagato... Well, that... You were determined...
Vamos a omitir, porque vamos a durar hasta mañana.
What would you know about any of this?
You returned even if you were to sever that divine light. Sure, you inherit... How could you?
Silence! I must. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you...
Easy for you to... I have no need of anything that would stand in my way.
How stubborn. I do not believe...
What?
Very well. Once we have dealt with...
And as for your end of the bar...
Como diga, ya aceptamos tu trato para que me dé mi espada.
The power of the Tatari... Even if things take... We have a chance here to save an innocent...
Your disdain for me betrays your woke now. Take me...
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
we find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built, if he wants to avoid.
Wait a minute. Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned. What about?
The blade says he'll let up.
Are we sure this? Okay.
A ver. Ok, librillo. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde? Ok, ya le vi que en el lago que está. En el lago que está, vámonos por acá. Pero vamos a tener que venir acá. Ahí, no lo va a coger, claro que sí. Es cosa de estrategia, gente, para coger un electrocube. Vámonos por acá. Para llegar a la zona, a ver si no tenemos que hacer otro viaje o qué pasará. O qué pasará, señores y señores. Joder, acá está más difícil. Como está difícil acá de esta parte, vamos a hacer un viaje rápido arriba al santuario Narukami para así llegar planeando a la zona que queda alta para vosotros. Véngale. Escala diablo. Por acá. A ver. Lugar de combate por acá, entrando de una vez, sí señor, rápidamente. Empezamos sin averiguar lo que pasará, señoras y señores.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
It's my lucky day.
The wind knows me.
This!
Into the wind.
Very high. Let's get down to business.
Okay.
How's this?
One with nature. The wind knows me.
The berry. There's more.
It's fine. One with nature.
Véngale.
I'm all right. Though he's making every effort to
Continuamos adelante.
Something else?
Let's keep going.
Sí, señores.
Let's get down to business. Say no more.
Into the wind.
Me están haciendo trampa, gente. Si deja la ulti llena y, no la, y me la dejaron sin nada ahora.
One with nature. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Into the wind.
Véngale, su merecido le ha dado ahí el enemigo.
Something's up with the blade.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out.
But what?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plan. He's... Time to go.
A ver. Por aquí tenemos el otro cofrecito. Dame mi recompensa.
One with nature. The wind knows me. Clouds hide. The birds call.
Véngale.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Claro que sí, que estamos bien.
This time.
True form? What are you? Is this the same blade as before?
If you choose to maybe you did. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition. I finally figured you wanted to reach, but regrettably, we're the only one who...
Huh?
There they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming? Yup!
Don't worry. It's just more of the same.
Véngale, véngale.
Into the wind.
To the ferry.
Time to go. The wind knows me.
And you!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true kite. No one knew it. I thought that if
Se le fue el aura de la espada.
too much time has yours.
Actually, forging and this
Seguimos omitiendo diálogo.
There is something else I must to Tarigami is though you tried to I resisted it. I feel a great sense the moment you embark. You have known this.
He gave me. How could I? I said to him.
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither.
Kazuhita. Hablando, ¿qué es lo que tú quieres con vosotros acá?
A bladesmith, a newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the blade's memory.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Isshin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge. Not to vent his
he
felt so he instructed all he wanted.
A ver, sí señor.
Yes, time would not wait. He seems to have calmed down, though.
I look back, I once told, but darkness, not only did I...
You are finally seeing...
Demasiado diálogo, bla 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 y nada más.
It has to be done. My physical...
Vamos a omitir esto, uy.
Alas, after that...
Paramount.
Fights with you.
Oh?
I will release. You must have...
Understood.
I see. I utterly if a duel can, I do not wish to.
There's no need.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case.
Recompensa por acá. Delicioso. Saliendo de la zona de combate. A ver. Ok, vámonos ya. Haciendo un viaje rápido. Por aquí. Y por allá. Por aquí.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we stood still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay.
Vamos a darle.
Honored to cross blade.
It is my...
One with nature. The wind knows me. One with nature.
Ni se mueve. Ven. Mira eso. ¿Qué fue lo que pasó ahí? ¡Ah! Trampa de juego.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me. One with nature.
¿Le dimos su propia medicina?
Thank you. Although he appeared his sense of...
Como diga.
Well, there are a few things.
I must apologize.
You need not seek me. It is too...
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed far. I beseech you.
Yes.
Thank you.
De nada, chico, de nada.
Also told me that maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
A ver, ¿dónde vamos? Bueno, gente, ya estamos llegando a la parte final de la transmisión del día de hoy. Pues vamos a proceder ahí a invitar por última vez a cada una de esas personas que estén en el vídeo. Si no se han suscrito al canal, a que se suscriban, es totalmente gratuito, no tiene ningún costo. También le pedimos por favor, porque me ayuden a seguir adelante, compartiendo el contenido con sus amigos y familiares, comentando la inquietud de quejas o sugerencias que tengan para nosotros, y que no, pues dándole botón de like si les gusta el contenido que les traemos a través de este medio.
A prized Isshin blade, turned weapon that controls the Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possible. But I have some good news.
Really?
Yes. Badly wounded, and now that you...
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade...
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for...
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it. Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
Aquí que viene lo bueno, gente. Cinemática chula.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Isshin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Isshin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Isshin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Isshin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
Mira qué hermosura, mi gente. No van a obsequiar, sí, señor.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will...
Kagotsurube Isshin.
Kagotsurube Isshin. Esta es la primera vez que escucho su nombre.
It seems like deep down he disapproved only in the final moments.
Seems like he really...
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than... I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it. Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our... And it's also time.
Ok, vámonos con Kujo Kamayi. Kujo Kamayi. Kujo Kamayi. Vámonos por acá. A ver. Vámonos acá. La verdad que la cinemática estuvo más o menos ahí, por así decirlo.
You've returned. The Tenryou Commission is all...
Wow, you...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Isshin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art.
Kagotsurube Isshin.
By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will... And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this...
I see.
The Kaidahara clan has all... Were I to accept your goodwill...
You misunderstood.
I am aware.
Very well. I can understand. However, if you...
Great.
Where will you travel?
Well, as for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Misión cumplida, mi gente, acá. Ya llegamos. Aquí tuvimos la Kagotsurube Isshin, la nueva espada 4 estrellas, mi gente, que nos otorga lo que es la versión 2.8 de mundo Genshin Impact. Pues nada, vamos por acá. Para el viajero, ya que esta espada pues va con el viajero, al igual que con Kazuha, elemento anemo. Vamos a ver. Por acá tenemos la espada Kagotsurube Isshin. Acá, como pueden observar, observamos por acá, le damos a fortalecer, y por acá en refinamiento dice lo siguiente: actualmente, al golpear a un enemigo con un ataque normal cargado o descendente, se crea una ráfaga de viento cortante que inflige un daño en el ADE equivalente al 180% del ataque y aumenta un 15% de ataque durante 8 segundos. Este efecto solo se puede activar una vez cada 8 segundos. Lo malo que tiene la espada, rango de refinamiento 1, ahí lo dañaron, gente. Entonces, acá, como podemos observar, le damos a fortalecer, que nos pide para fortalecer, ¿ves? A 3 la llevamos acá. Ok, aquí le está pidiendo la careta, ¿qué careta? Máscara de teniente marino. Vamos a mejorar hasta donde nos alcance el material. Algo que me llama mucho la atención es que tiene ataque porcentual. Ataque porcentual. Ya, hasta nivel 60 fue lo máximo que me permitió. Ataque básico 327, 30.4 de ataque. Eso quiere decir que el equivalente 30, 3 por 3, 9, serían 90 más. No sé, un puntito más, 427. Si le sumamos el total ahí, para hacerle daño a los enemigos. Bueno, pues creo que está más que bien, es suficiente, gente, de nuestra parte. Le damos las gracias a cada una de las personas que nos sigue a través de este medio. Este es su canal de Parache de Game, directamente de la República Dominicana para el mundo, en el cual en el día de hoy hemos realizado la misión legendaria de nuestro mamadísimo Kazuha, Kadeara Kazuha, escopeta. Acer Palmatum, o mejor dicho, un camino sin amigos. Pues nada, pues se despide ustedes directamente desde República Dominicana para el mundo, su amigo para HD Game. Hasta luego, hasta el próximo vídeo.